Well, the latest World of Warcraft installment is one of a host of games releasing this week ahead, of course, the holiday season. Unity, the latest from the Assassin's Creed historical action series, came out Tuesday, and fans of first-person shooter games were treated to a new installment of Halo. Stephen Totilo is the editor-in-chief of the gaming website Kotaku.com, and he joins us now from New York. Stephen, great to see you. Obviously, we caught up with some real fans there, but I'm wondering, in general, when we sort of pull the lens out a little bit, do these big-budget video games, the releases, have the same power and appeal they once had?
Not quite. Actually, you talked about World of Warcraft and their subscriber base being over 7 million. It used to be 10 million about 6 years ago. They've gone down. It's coming back up a little bit. But World of Warcraft is an interesting game to talk about because the makers of that series, Blizzard, have done a lot of interesting things, and they've diversified. They're not just about big PC games or even big console games. They're also about really interesting mobile games. And so that kind of diversification sort of fits with where we are now in gaming. It's not all the consoles. It's not all on PC.
Where are we with the console wars? I feel like we used to talk about that all the time. Where are we as we sort of head into the holiday season?
We're not where we should have been. Last year was the year of hardware. This year should have been the year of great games on these consoles. I would say that Microsoft and Sony have both stumbled more than I expected them to. Sony's ahead. I think they've reported about 13 million sales for the PlayStation 4. Microsoft just announced 10 million shipped for the Xbox One. Nintendo's still chugging along as well. I think they're at about 7 million for the Wii U, and they had a year's advantage, so they're not doing so hot. But this should have been a year where we were done talking about hardware and we were talking about great video games. And even the games that you're showing, Assassin's Creed Unity, for example, it's just not running well enough. And this is a new thing. It used to be that if you got a console game, it would run perfectly. But whether it's the new Halo, the new Assassin's Creed, gamers are finding they take them home, they put the discs in these consoles, and then the games don't work quite right, and they have to wait for weeks to get patches so that the games finally operate the way they're supposed to. And that's been frustrating, and I think that's turned some people off from jumping into these games.
And why are we seeing that? Whose fault is that? Is it a developer issue? Is it the gaming? Is it the console makers who are not keeping up to speed? Why do you think that's happening, Stephen?
I think that the technology now allows game developers and game publishers to update their games. And because of that, they're falling into the trap of maybe not doing as much quality control as they should before they come out. Again, to be a console gamer used to mean that you didn't really have to think about the quality of what you were getting in terms of performance. It would just work. We live in an era where constantly the apps on our phones are being updated all the time, and it's like that now for console gaming as well. Everything is changing. It's not stable. So I recommend people should do their research online. If you're interested in buying a console or a game, make sure it's actually working well. You can just check what people are saying on Twitter usually to figure that out.